What is going on today, YouTube? Today I have a kind of a unique cigar review for you. This is the Pacific Twyst. See, just a Pacific, real small right there, and then Twyst is spelled uniquely. This is their vanilla bourbon. I smoked three or four, I guess four of these so far. They've been given to me by samples from my distributor. I'm not sure if this is part of the Ventura cigar line. Um, just because my distributor promotes a lot of their stuff. Um, but they've been giving them out of samples. These were actually just officially released. I would say mid September. I'm trying to remember exactly. I remember actually looking at these as to be alternatives for the for just like kind of like cheap everyday acids infused cigars of that style. This is definitely machine rolled. Just looking at this, see if we can get some of that machine rolled goodness right up in there. These come with their heads already clipped. And like I said, I've smoked three or four of these. As far as I know, they come in four different flavors. Cherry. This is their, like I said, their vanilla bourbon. Uh, Gosh, I can't remember the other two right off the top of my head. So far, they've all been kind of mediocre, cheaper tasting. They remind me a whole lot of like the Dutch Master stuff. They remind me of the not as cheaper as crudely made as like Swisher Sweets. So I would say on the same level of like the Dutch Master flavor stuff. When I was originally looking at these, I kind of had high hopes for them, just because of the cost per cigar. The cost per cigar made me think that they were going to be hand rolled flavors. Turns out that they're not. They have that kind of same feel, that kind of same construction as a Dutch Master. The foil, same as those cigars, kind of like the Garcia and Vegas flavors. They come two for 99 cents in a foil pouch that you tear open. So that's definitely definitely the same style they're rolled in, which I was expecting more. Now I will say that say as a positive for these, they do not have that little fine print that says these cigars are primarily tobacco with non-tobacco ingredients added. It does not say that. You will usually find those on the Swisher Sweets, on the Dutch Masters. You usually actually won't find them on the Garcias and Vegas, which I appreciate. So that leads me to believe that this is just going to be an infused wrapper wrapped around some natural short filler cigars. The construction from the other ones I've had have been really nice. They've burned nice and even, and I've never had them do any runs or anything. This is a 38 ring gauge, so it's not too fat. This will smoke for a good 30-40 minutes or so, depending on how fast you puff. I'll make some comments and stuff about the burns later on. So for now, let me just get into a smell of this. Yep, just like I suspected, it's got the sweet vanilla, sweet bourbonness to it. It actually reminds me a whole lot of a maple syrup in that taste. That flavor of bourbon comes out more on the lips than on just the general smell. Yeah, definitely definitely all natural tobacco. I got a piece of tobacco in my mouth already, so I'm gonna light this up. So, like I said, this is a little bit of a unique cigar review, just because of the style of the cigar. And I have done sweet cigar reviews before, but usually on things I haven't smoked. This I've already got an opinion on, and I'm just kind of putting it on video to show everybody. So. The vanilla bourbon is definitely only on the wrapper, so you really taste it only on the lips. I've had some very unique cigars. The volcano cigars I will always remember because they were very unique in the respect that whenever you smoked it as an infused cigars, those flavors came all the way through the cigar, and it wasn't solely on your lips. So this one I would definitely say falls in the classification of those Dutch Masters. It's kind of got that smell of the short filler machine rolled. Um, if you can even really relate to that at all, it's just kind of got that feel to it in your mouth. It's got that smell to it in the tobacco, aside from whatever the flavor is. So I'm gonna get here about halfway through and let you know my opinions, and then we'll go through the last half. So I'm about halfway through this vanilla bourbon Pacific Twist. So far the ashes they'll hang on for about this far, and then they easily just tap right off like that. You can see the burn is nice and straight. I mean it's as straight as kind of as you would expect for a decent machine rolled cigar. The flavors. The flavors are very much just that sweet vanilla, that kind of, it's more of a maple syrupiness. You do taste some of the bourbon on the exhale, but that's about it. It's kind of got that kind of that cheap tobacco feel to it, where you're smoking all natural tobacco, but you can definitely tell that the quality of it is not not the first primings, let's say. So that's why I say this was kind of an interesting cigar review, because I'll smoke these as they're given to me for free, like any cigar. But this is not a cigar that I would go buy, just because I know what it would cost me to carry them. I don't feel like I could offer them at a good enough price that people would feel satisfied with it. As far as the draw goes, the draw was nice up until about a few draws ago, and it started to tighten up a little. So I'm going to be back here at the end to just kind of give my last opinions about this. So I'll be right back in one sec. So I'm getting pretty close to the end of this here Pacific Twist. This vanilla bourbon. As far as flavors go right now, that most of the vanilla flavor I realize now is all on the cap. It must not be in the wrapper, or only in the wrapper to a certain point, because as of right now that flavor is almost all completely gone. It's just kind of a natural cheap tobacco taste that's coming through right now. I don't really mean to dog these cigars, because I mean they kind of are what they are, with them being in that same category as like the Dutch Delights. But for what they are, and for the cost, I was just really hoping for better. So can I say that this cigar isn't worth the $2 and $2.50? I will say this: if I was going to spend $2 on a flavored cigar, I would buy a different one. So there you kind of have it. As far as smoke production goes, it's produced a nice amount of smoke. So definitely not a complaint there. I lit this cigar at 4:55. It is now 6:15 or so. And I did set it down. I was having a conversation with a couple people that came here into the shop. So I would say this cigar, lasted me about an hour. Of course, that's setting it down and not being a consistent smoke. If I'd estimate, just straight start to finish, I'd say about 40 minutes, and you could enjoy this cigar. So I guess it begs the question to ask: is this a bad cigar? And the answer is no. It is most definitely not a bad cigar. Is it worth the price that I would expect to sell it for at $2.50? I don't think so. If these sticks were, $1, I'd say yeah, pick them up all day long. When you want, just a cheap hanging around, working in the garage smoke for $1, these really couldn't be beat. But at $2.50, I just don't think it's don't think it's a good buy. So if you're not there already, brothersfinetobacco.com. Don't forget, this Friday we have a free cigar tasting happening. I'm expecting loads of people. The weather is supposed to be rainy here in Central Texas, but it's a good thing that we're doing everything inside. Don't forget, we got more cigar reviews as well. And as always, thank you for watching.